How do we strike a balance between corporate support and responsibility to taxpayers? For example, the government helping Loblaws buy newer, more efficient refrigeration equipment.
Well, we're not that supportive of tax breaks to corporations or funding corporations. I'll admit, I'm a criminologist and I study corporate crime, so my view of corporations is a bit jaundiced. We don't need to be subsidizing big pharma or big oil or big supermarkets. We need to be putting the money into small businesses, medium-sized businesses, social enterprises, cooperatives. That's the future. The future of our economy is not in big, huge multilateral companies that have no jurisdiction as far as political power is concerned, because their jurisdiction is all over the world. Again, corporations provide jobs and goods, and they have a place in our society, but our emphasis is on small businesses and helping small businesses thrive.
I think ultimately there's a role for both. We do recognize in government that there's an important role to protect taxpayers' dollars, but we understand that there's times to invest. In the last 4 years, that's the direction our government has taken. We've chosen to invest in Canadians, focus on things that matter to them: healthcare, environment, creating good quality jobs. And that's what we've done over the last 4 years. So, I think there's a balance in trying to work with organizations, whether they are larger corporations or smaller businesses, to work to say, we're here to support you. And we've seen the fruits of our labor in the last 4 years. Like I said before, 1 million jobs have been created in the last 5 years. Unemployment rate is at an all-time low in this country. You go around, there's a lot of good things happening across the country, but also here in Kings-Hants. Thank you.
Could you repeat the question?
Sure. How do we strike a balance between corporate support and responsibility to taxpayers? For example, the government helping Loblaws buy newer, more efficient refrigeration equipment.
Thank you. So I think there's such a thing as corporate welfare in this country. We're giving far too much to corporations. We give $3.3 billion to the oil and gas industry. ACOA made $1 million of loans to an urban subsidiary in New Brunswick, and then just wrote off the loans and said, no, you don't have to pay them, and didn't even disclose how much that didn't get paid back, but it was in the millions. So we need to seize control of our financial system and reinvest it in people, reinvest it in our social programs, put it in places where it will then stimulate the economy and benefit all of us, whether that's in childcare, whether that's in pharmacare, whether that's in healthcare, so that we can have living, thriving communities, and we're not reinvesting in these billion-dollar corporations that don't give back.
Could you repeat that question?
Sure. How do we strike a balance between corporate support and responsibility to taxpayers? For example, the government helping Loblaws buy newer, more efficient refrigeration equipment.
So the People's Party is against any sense of or form of corporate welfare. The fact that corporations can be given all the same advantages of humans, except the fact that they can almost live forever, I think is outrageous. We would start with the CBC. They get 2/3 of their funding from us, and I don't think that should be going towards half the programs that they're putting out there. I don't find much education in it. I find quite a bit of bias. And I spoke to the CEO of CBC when she came to Halifax, and she assured me that she would be doing equal representation of all the parties. And I have not once seen a CBC reporter, regardless of all the money that they have received from the Liberal government, come to any of our candidate announcements or anything else. The only thing they'll say about us is that we're racist in a 30-second clip. I think that's outrageous. Thank you.
So during my travels, I stopped into one small farm market of a gentleman who also sells a refrigerator, and he sells ice cream. He told me that he had to save up for over 2 years to buy a new freezer. He's a mom and pop organization, but a company like Loblaws, come on. Are you trying to tell me that they are struggling so badly that they need $150 million to buy refrigerators or freezers? The money would have been much better spent to those mom and pop organizations who are struggling to get by. Conservative Party will end corporate welfare.